Hello everybody, welcome to our market report. My name is Christian Charlo. Today we're Wednesday, February 6th. Today folks, I want to make a follow-up on the steel sector. We already talked about the steel sector in January 18 when there was a report about the Chinese economy, and we're saying that if ever the Chinese economic data continue to be positive, well, then this might be positive for steel stocks. So there were some steel stocks that we showed you that were actually in a technical situation that was worth to be watched on a yearly basis, on a weekly basis. And some of them have worked, but some of them are still in a technical pattern where it should still be on your watch list. But I want to make that follow-up today simply because the iron-steel vector is in a clear breakout today because of an acquisition that was made. So the vector of the steel is actually going up but staying stuck within this sideways formation. And today United States Steel made an offer to acquire Metal USA Holding. Metal USA Holding was a stock that we showed you in our last market report on January 18, around this area on January 18. So those of you who got into that stock, today you can cash in 12.73%. That's a good move. United Steel was also put there on January 18, but the stock didn't perform well. But is it a lost opportunity? Not at all. Actually, today United Steel is in a good technical situation because it is making a higher bottom. This is a higher bottom. It made a bottom here, a bottom there, and now it's a higher bottom. And right now, it is a clear opportunity to get in for those of you who like to buy some stocks at the bottom because the volumes are high and also the stock is starting to leave its oversold situation. So that is a sign that there's some buyers who are getting into that stock. For the other stocks, Alligating Technologies, that's a stock that we talked about in January 18. If we take a look at the stock on a yearly basis, you see that it reversed its downward trend around this area. It stabilized slightly during January 18 when we talked about it earlier, and right now the stock has broke its resistance. So right now it is taking 4%. So those of you who acquired that stock during this neutral formation, you can cash in right now on that stock. So that's another stock that worked. In terms of the other stocks that should still be on your watch list, there's Ternium, which is actually has not done much ever since January 18. It's still staying flat, so no panic there in Ternium. Actually, you could think about maybe acquiring some positions during this neutral formation. And if you're willing to tolerate that stock until that stock stays within that upward corridor, that's okay. But if you're more risk averse, well, just put your stop loss at 20,306, which will be the break of that support instead of waiting for that stock to continue to go further down. So you could just stay there, wait for the stock to make a lot of volatility, or just get in right now and just put your stop loss here so you minimize your loss potential. Mekel OAO also, ever since January 18, the stock didn't do much, but just like United Steel, the stock is making a higher bottom. So this is the higher bottom. So right now, it will be a good opportunity to get in. But except for the stochastics, though, I don't really like it because unlike United Steel, the red and the yellow have not crossed each other. So if you get in now, just put your stop loss pretty close at 626. I'll get out. If you get in now at 658, there's no problem, but 626, get out and make a allow. There's also Tenaris, which is in a technical situation that is still should be put on your watch list because it's still staying within that triangle formation. So no panic there on Tenaris. ArcelorMittal, same scenario. You see here, it has not reversed yet its downward trend. It's staying stuck there within that sideways formation. The go, it's still at 1805. And there's Cliff Natural Resources, which is still stuck there within that triangle formation. The go is at 3883 on Cliff Natural Resources. And let's not forget POSCO, which is still keeping its downward trend, and the go should be at 8604. So far, those stocks like POSCO, Cliff, ArcelorMittal, Tenaris should all be put on your watch list. Today, the stocks that moved today that were in a breakout are Steel Dynamics, which today is going up, is in a clear breakout on the acquisition of Metal USA. There's also Worthington Industries, which is in a breakout by breaking that resistance here and by keeping an upward trend. So those two stocks, Worthington Industries and Steel Dynamics, our entry point today. So this is the resume, the summary. Metal USA was acquired by United Steel. So Metal USA, those of you who got that stock, cash in for the premium. United Steel, it's still an entry point today because it's making a higher bottom. Just like the stock, which is Tenaris, make it out. In terms of the new opportunities to get in today, there's Steel Dynamics and Worthington Industries. And going for Tanium, Tenaris, ArcelorMittal, Cliff, and POSCO, all those stocks should all be put on your watch list because they have not yet got out of that triangle formation. But this week, what's good is that we had some good reading from the non-manufacturing PMI of China. So if the reading continues to be good about China, I think it's all going to be positive for the steel sector. So the steel sector, it's still got to be on your watch list, even if there's some stocks where you can cash in, but most of the stocks are still in a good technical situation. No panic there so far. So that said, see you next week for our market report. Don't forget, if you want to get access to those trading opportunities right now, live, you can subscribe for free on marketgurus.tv, a free 10-day trial. Actually, on the low of that video, in the description, you'll see the link where you can get access to marketgurus.tv to be able to get access to the best trading opportunities. And don't forget, folks, the more money you make, that's the happier we are. See you next week.